What's going on, everybody? It's Tuesday night, 9:12 p.m. Eastern, just outside of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It's the Fandom Empire Show, joined this evening by this cast of characters. First up, he's the host of the Rick and Morty fan show, coming back. I don't remember when the hell the show is coming back, but it's soon. Kieran, what's going on, man?
September 4th. September 4th, it's coming back. And the Rick and Morty fan show will come back a week before that, on that Sunday. So we can talk about the episode coming up, and then we can react to the episodes after at 11:30, or at least I can. I don't know if anyone else would be doing that. Jared just unpaused the microphone, so I'm not going to stop talking.
So August 28th is the date.
It's gonna be a really fun time. I'm just gonna keep. There you go. He's unpaused, or he's back repaused. So I'll pass it off to how's Tommy doing? Not Jared.
I'm doing lovely. Prick.
I think that was a backdoor entrance for me, so okay. Hey! I'm doing fantastic. Totally great stuff going on. No negativity right now. Nah, psych. Yeah. That shit's hard sometimes.
Do you know what you're saying?
Oh, fuck. Fuck, man. Shit's hard sometimes, but all we can do is just keep rolling on, right? You know?
Get a laxative.
Get a laxative. Shit. It's a good one. Do you think of the shit you say before it comes out of your mouth, or you just say it?
Oh,
There's at least something. There's at least something there. I don't just go around being like, oh, that's a backdoor entrance for me to just ram through. Hey, how's it going, guys?
If you do not open the Rick and Morty fan show like that, I'm going to be disappointed.
I will. I'll do it for you, Jer.
Also joining us this evening, Jared, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot tonight. Hanging out with you guys. It's a good time. Hopefully. We'll see. We'll see how the night turns out.
Oh, we got a lot of wrestling to talk tonight. So that's
Hell yeah.
Big part of tonight's show. Probably the biggest part of tonight's show.
I'm excited to talk about Halloween Havoc 1990.
Didn't know it was a thing in 1990. All right. Did the sets look any good for the 1990 Halloween?
No, they were fucking awful.
Hey, they looked good for 1990.
It
Was
like
that the one with RoboCop? When did RoboCop come?
RoboCop
was
was Capital Combat.
The return of RoboCop.
Which made no sense because he never appeared there before.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
never appeared again.
Fucking guy. Terrence, did the opening change again, for God's sakes? You bitched about wanting a shorter end or opening for months. So we drop it to like 90 seconds, and he's bitching again.
Have you seen that guy's videos? They're fucking awful.
Oh, if you want to hear him bitch more, go follow him on TikTok. He's doing all sorts of things.
Occasionally, he's even funny. Occasionally.
I seen this video where he was, I'm not even going to go there. He was doing something at a gas station that just looked fucked up. So it was weird.
Wait, I heard that was on his OnlyFans. Why are you subscribed to that?
Oh, that was his OnlyFans. Oh,
yeah.
fuck.
Did you just admit you're subscribed to Terrence's OnlyFans?
Well, I mean, clearly you do if you know. So
what was he doing at a gas station that was fucked up? Did he stick a pump up his ass or something?
So Tommy's subscribed too.
I think I'm missing out here. Somebody post the link.
Apparently, I'm the only one not supporting.
Wow. Also joining us, he's the host of Bros Before Pros. Last week I said
got it right this week.
Hose and only hose, the podcast.
Well, I mean, we're down Mike Bish, and we know that's his favorite term. So
actually, last night was fun on that Twitch channel. He was playing Madden 23, and he was doing so bad that us in the chat had to call the plays for him. And
I was letting you call the plays. Thank you. I was succeeding at those plays. Okay,
QB sneak, motherfucker.
Well, I did. I snuck in a touchdown.
Madden before. There's nothing.
You
he's
stay out of this.
Not on the level.
I've also seen Jared play Madden. It's not pretty.
Does John still turn the skill level of his opponents down incredibly low?
Yeah.
No, I was doing the challenges, so they were the difficulty was forced upon you.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I remember you doing some very cruel things to some very uncompetitive baseball teams.
I'm sorry, who is it that used to enjoy setting up NASCAR races, turning themselves backwards on the track just to try and ram other cars and make them, basically explode?
Let me tell you, NASCAR did that in real life, the ratings would be sky high. Just saying. It's true. It's true. Wow. Our boy Toronto Freddy is back. What's up, boys? I'm currently on a mountain in the Hammer. What is okay? So
isn't the Hammer like all in the mountains, or like
that's what I was thinking? Like, isn't the Hammer just one big mountain?
I mean, unless you're in like the industrial section, I guess, of the Hammer, that's not in the mountain. Everything else is.
When you get to the top, there's just a bunch of mutant freaks there too.
I'm remembering Unit 13, and I'm thinking like, yeah, that sounds true.
Yep. Definitely mutants there.
Wow.
Sorry if you live in Hamilton, but not sorry. You're a bunch of freaks.
I mean, I know people who have escaped Hamilton.
It's true.
Me too.
We also know people who have moved to Hamilton. That was weird.
Yeah.
Lasted a few years there and then moved out east. That was smart.
Yep.
Tonight's schedule, for those of you tuning in, is Halloween Ends, a bold prediction. It's Game of Thrones House of the Dragon week. The even though there's been reviews out for like 3 weeks now, the official review embargo lifts to I guess technically in like 6 hours, I think, or something like that. So yeah,
12 Pacific.
Oh, is it?
I think, but that'd be about 6 hours from now.
Yeah. Okay. So be on the lookout for those. I'm curious to see if it will still be as highly regarded as it is now. The hype is for real, though. That's for sure on social media. It's really blown up the last week or two. So we're gonna sort of preview that since we have a show all about that. And then this little thing happened last week, which is leading us to what we believe is CM Punk versus Jon Moxley. Fingers crossed at All Out. Hopefully, actually, I guess I wouldn't be watching from. That's in September, right? The 6th or the 5th?
Not on the 5th, I believe.
All right. So no matter what,
4th.
It might be the 4th. For 4th is
Sunday. Sunday.
Is it? Did they move to Sundays?
Well, they haven't been doing Saturday's clash at the castle, so they're not going against that.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that checks out then. Yeah,
that's gonna be a heck of a weekend. Actually, now that I think about it,
yeah.
The 5th is U.S. Labor. No, you guys share Labor Day, I think. So yeah, it's Labor Day. So for whatever difference that might make.
Before we jump into my Halloween Ends bold prediction, which is probably going to get me crucified here on the channel.
Easy mode on Pokemon.
I just want to take a moment and advertise our upcoming show, which begins next Monday. It will be available on the channel, the Overlook Drive-In. Check it out. It's Mike and I's movie review and rank show. We already got a couple episodes in the bag. We're creating a Facebook group. You'll be able to go there and check out our Rotten Tomatoes like percentage for each movie. And the first 10 movies that we're doing look like this. We have The Shining, which debuts August 22nd, followed by I Know What You Did Last Summer, Hush, a Mike Flanagan flick, Jaws in IMAX, which comes out in September, A Quiet Place 1 and 2, and then October is Halloween month, where we will be doing Halloween 1978, Blumhouse's Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, and then on Halloween Day, we will finish it off with Halloween 4. So be on the lookout for that. There's other movies coming between now and the end of the year. 7, Die Hard, Cloverfield, Home Alone. A bunch of stuff's coming. So be on the lookout for that show.
Apparently you summoned Mike Bish.
Oh, how so?
He showed up in the chat right as we went into this topic. Yeah.
Don't. Fucking Bish. But yeah, don't miss it. Looking forward to it. It's a lot of fun. In fact, even though we did The Shining as episode 1, we did I Know What You Did Last Summer as episode 2. and we came across this 10 things you didn't know about the making of.
Are we muted here?
No,
Am I good?
you never weren't good to me.
Oh, okay. So Tommy B, I guess. But yeah. So looking forward to that. Let's get into it. Halloween Ends. My bold prediction. All right, so Halloween Ends is less than 2 months away, fellas. I've had some time to sit back and think about the return of Michael Myers. And I've been thinking about this quite some time. And I have a prediction. I believe that Halloween Ends, and I'm positive about this, I would bet money on it, is going to be the best Halloween movie in this trilogy. That's my prediction. It comes with a caveat, and the caveat is that doesn't mean it fits in this.
No.
It doesn't mean
No.
I was wondering how
No.
long it was going to take for Tommy
Shut
to
the
unmute
fuck
himself.
up and stop talking. You're wrong.
What?
No, you know what? You know what? No. You don't get to talk anymore on this show. You're wrong. How the fuck is this motherfucking movie, with all the fucking shit I've already had to talk about, gonna be the best in this trilogy? If anything, this movie's gonna be the worst fucking Halloween movie ever made. Even worse than those two pieces of shits Rob Zombie did. I don't fucking understand how the fuck you saying this is gonna be the best Halloween movie in this trilogy. For many people like myself, these movies, the realism, the updated filmmaking that they've been able to funnel into it, the higher budgets, these are higher end quality Halloween films. So what you're telling me is that Halloween Ends, based off of everything we know about it, should be my fucking favorite Halloween film, up there, top 3 minimum. And I'm just like, you, sir, are fucking insane.
Well, I don't think that's
Thank
not what
you
he
very
said.
much.
I'll-
Hallelujah. Amen. Praise
don't-
Myers.
I mean, it's just me. I mean, I'm here somewhere in the middle. He didn't say it would be your favorite. I mean, that's subjective to the end. So, he just said it would be the best. And I mean, I didn't know a lot until I knew a lot, and now I know a lot. So I can actually see how that might be the case. It's what? I'm sorry, what? Somebody left a spike on the track and my train is just derailed. What?
I think Jay took a serious blow to the head. Can someone go see if he's all right? You can do better.
I can see from that picture that he could probably do better.
Oh
I'm
man.
sorry, what were we talking about? That broke me.
Well, I didn't get to put in my caveat. My caveat is it doesn't mean that this movie is going to feel connected to the other two movies that came before. It doesn't mean that it's the right sequel to Halloween Kills. It doesn't mean that it's the right ending to this trilogy. But simply as a standalone Halloween movie, I think that it's definitely going to be the best in this trilogy. And I'll go one further. I'll go and say what Johnny just said. I think it might make my top 3. There's a chance.
But I mean, again, that's subjective, right?
that doesn't
you're
mean-
saying it might
That
make your
deserves
top
a
3, that's
clap
fine.
back. That deserves a clap back because so many people fucking rip open H2O's ass because of fucking Resurrection retconning H2O's ending within the first 10, 15 minutes.
No, I just rip it open because it's boring. It's a boring
I
movie.
mean, I don't like that turn of phrase.
Ah!
They didn't
It's hard-
retcon
it's
the
hard to
ending.
watch.
They
It's a hard
explained
rewatch.
the ending
Boring.
in a way that wasn't intended.
The best part of that movie is the first 10 minutes, and then you're just like, sweet, I'm invested, and then it's boring.
And that, my friends, is Kieran's review of Debbie Does Dallas.
No, that movie was only interesting for about 2 minutes. And then, for some reason, I didn't want to watch it anymore.
Well, because after the first 2 minutes, it stops being a Halloween movie. So,
Oh no, I was talking
Shit.
about Debbie Does Dallas for that one.
I thought you meant H2O. My bad. Yeah, no, I think that this is going to be the best
I
movie.
have seen Debbie Does Dallas too, or at least I've seen 2 minutes of it.
There's this scene about 75 minutes in. No.
I think this is going to be the best standalone Halloween movie of this trilogy. Again, I don't think it's necessarily the right sequel that should have been made.
Well, there's no better than the original Debbie Does Dallas, because after that there was lots of Debbie Does movies that just were not as interesting. So
There was one.
You know,
that
I
came
can
out in 2000.
I can actually imagine young Jared watching the film just because it's about the Dallas Cowboys. Like, it's a Cowboys movie. I don't watch. Oh,
Hey, I
Oh!
see cheerleaders.
and that's why Jared turned out the way he did.
we now know why Jared's a Cowboys fan.
He's going to this one, and then he watched it, was like, ah! And then done. Life over.
We now know why Jared's a Cowboys fan.
Yep.
Bish says you're being disrespectful, Kieran.
I know.
No, I think Kieran's being fairly
Haven't you been,
respectful.
haven't you been on a show with me before? I'm only here to disrupt the show. I get thrown out halfway through. Someone else ends up replacing me and being just as disrespectful. That's how it happens. That's the only way. That's my whole playbook.
It's like Kieran at the bar.
Freddie says Michael does Haddonfield. Or just,
I mean, he
I
does
want to know
with a
how you
knife.
say this is going to be the best standalone Halloween film when this film is literally designed to not be a standalone Halloween film.
okay,
Like
they'll need to be-
H4 is itself kind of a reboot. It is a reboot of the franchise. Your favorite film. So that can be a standalone, in my opinion. The OG film can be a standalone, in my opinion. Resurrection cannot be a standalone, in my opinion. H2O I have complicated feelings with, but probably not. It's 2018, yeah.
Tony,
Halloween
you're
Ends.
projecting.
Why? Why the fuck should Halloween Ends be considered a standalone film? It's literally to tie up this Blumhouse trilogy that it's going to fucking kick a fucking down. What was I fucking saying about it like a couple weeks ago or so? It's gonna fuck up the trilogy. It's gonna fucking make a fucking shitty fucking piece of shit. I'm not even making sense anymore. I'm just getting fucking pissed off. I'm gonna fuck.
My favorite part of every show, every Fandom Empire, every week is when Tommy forgets he's on a show in the middle of a sentence.
Hey, fuck
Just
you.
Fuck
Fuck you. And fuck Sean's opinions. They're all shit. All of them.
look,
That
Mister. I
woke Sean up.
fucking want to pee and shit on people. That's all you could fucking talk about last week. Every fucking movie made is its own film. It's not just part of a trilogy or some overall 20 movie fucking expanded universe.
No. It's gotta be a Michael verse. It's gotta be a Michael verse.
The Star Wars trilogy has 3 movies. They're all their own films, but together they make a trilogy. You can love 1 or 2 movies of a trilogy and hate 1 or 2. That happens. You don't have to love it all, exclusively.
That sounds like the talk of someone who's a fan of The Rise
Like
of
a Godfather
Skywalker.
fan.
Oh, fuck you. You piece of monkey shit. The Rise of Skywalker?
What can I say? It's a great movie. Although you could have said Ewok shit.
I think I would sooner watch the fucking holiday special. Holy crap.
Well, that was a phenomenal piece of filmmaking. It introduced us to the great character of the canon that is Boba Fett.
Um,
Now I'm just poking at Kieran. I wanted to see him go.
wow.
If they could have got Darth Maul in there somehow, I would have, but there's no logical way to tie him
Tommy
into the...
possessed by terrors. Yeah, it seems like it the last few weeks.
No, this is just Tommy. He's full of piss and vinegar today.
Sean is a Titans fan, so his opinion doesn't matter. It's a moot point. I think
It's a moo point. It's like a cow's opinion.
it doesn't matter.
He's making a cow joke. Jared should appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's right up his
I
alley.
do. Woo!
City miracle. That's right.
1 yard short.
But that was in the Bills. How many?
Well, no, that was the Titans. So I'm just, kind of,
Yeah, but Tom Brady's won a bunch, so I live vicariously through him. So, anyway.
What? How is he connected to the Titans?
He's not. I just love Tom Brady. Same way.
I know.
Any Halloween Ends news? Well, we know it's debuting at a festival. There should be more promotional material. Like, it's definitely coming in the next month.
Sean dropped a piece of shit bombshell prediction, which I think is fucking bullshit. That's some news for you.
Why is it bullshit?
Because it is against my views. And my views are correct.
Tommy, are you
My
becoming
views
one of
are
those people?
snazzy.
Tommy's becoming one
I
of
want
those
to know
people.
how Michael got an exactly straight forehead. How did that happen?
This is literally how he looks on the poster. This is taken right from the poster. Yeah. So,
Jesus Christ.
it's a shitty poster, but it is what it is.
I love the first two, but the third one,
Has
looks...
the mask
it
always
looks
been
weird.
earless?
Huh?
I said, has the mask always been earless? I'm
There's-
noticing a distinct
Well,
lack
that's why
of
it's
ear.
quite burnt.
The ear's there.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, is it just like the mask is deformed to this point that I'm just not seeing it, or I've just never noticed it's not there? Because I always thought it was. Like, I don't know if I'm. I don't know if I'm having a
Mandela effect?
effect thing here. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm asking. Did I
No,
Mandela
he has
ear on the
ears. He
mask, or
definitely
was
has
it
ears.
there just burned off?
If he didn't have ears, there'd be no reason for the hair to go around it.
Our
Fair.
boy Dean Renner chimes in saying Tommy B is a true fan.
And don't you fucking forget it.
Oh man, wow.
Tommy B is kind of unhinged like Nicolas Cage is, so it's totally...
He is. So let's talk about something slightly more positive, and that is this Sunday, the Game of Thrones successor show, pardon me.
Great, we're going to talk about that show with all those fucking characters that make the incest together.
So Johnny's on board then. Anyway, I can see you laughing in the green room. He is admitting to it. Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon debuts this Sunday at, I think it's 9, the same as what Game of Thrones was. I can't imagine it just goes up on like an app. It's got to be still a time. So I would assume it's 9 p.m. Eastern. You will be able to catch House of the Empire shortly after it airs. I'll be doing an immediate reaction, and then the following day we'll have stills from the episode. And Kieran, myself, and Zach will be part of the Monday team. We're still trying to form the Sunday team. And the goal is to have two different teams bringing you two different Game of Thrones shows a week. So looking forward to that. Kieran and I had a chance to talk about this last night at length. It was actually a lot of fun. Jared, I believe you said you were a Game of Thrones fan. Where's your excitement for this? Are you at all on board for this? I know it's taken a lot of people a long time to hop onto the hype train, but it really seems to have picked up the last couple weeks.
I'm open-minded enough to give it a shot. I do still have bad taste in my mouth, obviously, from season 8. But I mean, you just leave it in the past. It is what it is, and you grow and you learn from these experiences in life. So
I think you mean the future, Jer.
I don't know. House of the Dragon might be all right. Hopefully.
I think you mean leave it in the future because, House of the Dragon takes place in the past.
That's fair. But I don't know. I'm excited to watch it, but I don't know if I'll be as invested as I was in Game of Thrones. I mean, season 3, season 4, season 7, I don't watch a lot of live television. I will, I am a pirate, so I will just find whatever I want to watch later. And
You're not supposed to out yourself about that.
oh, I mean, I have ways.
It's true. He's got a peg leg and everything.
Yeah, it's true. It's right down here. I'll send you pictures.
Where's your eye patch?
Oh,
It's behind me.
He's wearing the glasses today, so he can see.
Yeah, it helps.
The eye patch is an improvement if he's not wearing the glasses, though.
That's also true.
You got one of those eye patches with like the toy cars and shit on them?
No, his eye patch has a big eye on it, literally. Like,
Yeah.
I mean the letter, not the bodily object.
Yeah, it's just a big eye.
so
Case.
So Jer's in camp. I'm gonna give it a shot and see what happens. Which I think there's a lot of people that are in that camp.
Well, I think we want to like it. We want to give this show a chance and be rewarded for that time. Because we felt that we were unmercifully raped in season 8. So we would like to, be rewarded for, hey, I'm going to give you an hour a week. Give me something I'm going to enjoy. And if I don't, I think they've got less of a bridge to stand on right now. I think the fan base would look at this as, we'll give it a shot, but you don't have as many opportunities to make a mistake this time around. So don't fuck with us.
I hope that the fans really, and we've talked a lot about this on House of the Empire, that they do their homework and understand that the only reason that the show ended when it did and how fast it did was the showrunners. The show was meant to go longer, was always supposed to go longer. There was going to be problems, such as contracts coming up, and they were not going to be able to afford to keep everybody on board, even at HBO. The budget would have been insane. This is George R. R. Martin, Ryan Condal, Miguel Sapochnik, who's the big guy behind so many of the big Game of Thrones episodes.
The best of the Game of Thrones episodes.
Hard Home, The Long Night.
Battle of the Bastards?
Yeah, Battle of the Bastards. The one thing a lot of people are saying, though, about Sapochnik this time is he's bringing, like, if you think about all of his episodes in Game of Thrones, they're all massive and have huge scale and scope to them. Well, for this new show, it's not all just action. We got to start in a period of peace, which is where we do start. He's still bringing that scale and scope, but to scenes that are more dialogue driven as well. Game of Thrones, Kieran, Zach, and I just talked about this literally on our most recent recording, which you can find on the channel tomorrow, by the way, everybody. We just talked about how in the later seasons, they got obsessed with everything had to be like in close on a character. Like anytime a character was talking, Jon Snow specifically, like you didn't see any of the environment around him or feel the world that he was in. They got obsessed with these almost soap opera like shots that had to be dead on the character. And I think having Sapochnik as a showrunner is going to prevent some of those lazy tendencies from creeping back in. Johnny, where are you with this, man?
In a much better place than I was a month ago, because we've learned a lot more about where things sort of went off the rails with the main series. If you look at the series as a whole, we talked about it, the first 5 seasons were phenomenal. They stayed, yes, they deviated from the books, but they deviated in such a way that everything made sense. Season 6, okay, it didn't quite go so far off the rails, but then 7 happened. And it felt like we were suddenly on a different train ride at different points. Travel, which had been a legitimate thing in past episodes, suddenly became instantaneous. We were traveling from the north to the south and back again in one episode. Things started getting ridiculous in that final season, especially towards the end. And, I don't know how much things differentiated from the original, like when they first started versus, what they changed. Like you said, the original plan was for 2 more seasons, and then they just condensed that down into one shortened season as well. that, things just went haywire. They decided to on longer episodes instead of the number of episodes, and it just sort of threw everything off. And just you had, to me as a viewer, when you get to the end, it suddenly everything changed in a weird way. Like we've broken it down. We've done Game of Thrones shows in the past, and I've been a part of it, and we talked about it far more in depth. So I'm not going to go into where it broke down and everything, but it felt wrong. And learning that that's because Benioff and Weiss kind of just shunned George for those last 2 seasons, left him out of the process where he'd been a very integral part of it before that. Suddenly paints. Well, it was the last 2 seasons where you could feel it.
No,
right?
for sure. It's shorter, but they actually shoved him out in season 6.
That's what I said.
Really like how Johnny put it as well.
It was 8.
They shove him out a window?
Out of a tower, actually.
I do like how Johnny put it, because like season 7 is my favorite Game of Thrones season because of all the massive moments. However, it feels like it's missing because some of it feels like you didn't earn it like you earned the other moments in the prior seasons, and about the journey to get there. We were just...
You went from big moment to big moment to big moment in the final season, whereas the other seasons, they all built to them. Each season was built around that one big event. And yes, you had a lot of other events happen that were important, but they all had that one big event in each season that the season built towards. And then you had the finale, and it was never the finale. That was always the beauty of it. It was always the penultimate episode where everything coalesced into that big, typically Sapochnik episode where everything came together, and you had the big epic battles that felt, in line with a Spielberg. They felt Saving Private Ryan-esque in some of those, and they were just these big grandiose moments that you built towards, and they captured them so intensely. Even something like the Red Wedding, which is literally just ensconced in one room, felt massive and large and just huge. Whereas other scenes in later seasons that were in like the same sort of environment felt much smaller. Like if you look at the scene like with Lyanna Mormont as a big example of that, her speech in season 7, where they're calling out, we believe the girls and the children, and she stands up, I'm a woman, I'll bear a sword, I'm a fighter. That should have been a big moment, but it wasn't, because it was one moment wrapped around 15 other big moments that were crammed together in such a small thing that takes away from that. And now we've got George back. We've got a lot of the creative team that wasn't Benioff and Weiss. And I think we can build something great. They've cast phenomenally well. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Matt Smith. I do not look forward to seeing his dong. I know it's going to happen at some point, and it freaks me out. I don't look forward to that. So I will probably, hand over the eyes every time. I try not to, if I'm being real, because he's still the Doctor to me. Like in my mind, I see him and I think of the Doctor, and I don't want to see the Doctor's dick. I just don't want to do that. That's not something I signed up for. But, I'll grin and bear it.
Matt Smith is going to be winning himself some awards. I hope.
I think so. He's a phenomenally talented actor that, didn't get respect from a lot of people because he wasn't David Tennant.
I know people will look at this cast and be like, I don't know this guy, or I don't know that guy, or I don't know this guy. And I don't even know half the cast, but the cast that I do know, they're cast real well. And I know Kieran was high on Paddy Considine as King Viserys. So I believe it was, or was it Zach? I thought it was you that was high on King Viserys.
I was talking about how much I really love the character and the way that the actor describes him. I'm really, really excited for that character.
Absolutely. It's definitely different. Richard points out, and I want to address this while we have a chance, I'm so pumped for the show since I've read the books. The lore for the Targaryens is amazing.
Literally only one?
So the book he's talking about,
Blood and the Dragon, right?
Fire and Blood, just over my shoulder.
The hell's Blood and the Dragon?
No idea.
So the title for the second book?
The problem with that book, Richard, and what you've read is it's history from an incredibly biased and unreliable narrator. And they make that kind of clear, too. So things that you might have read about in that book might not play out exactly how you want them to on screen. For example, one of the big things, I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm going to prepare everybody for it. You can be a big book fan if you want. I still need to get into more of them, to be quite frank.
I think the best way to sort of wrap it up is history is written by the victors, and this is telling the facts.
Correct. And victors, and it's hard when it's all the same family.
Well, I mean, they're Targaryens. I mean, and until, they ruled in Westeros for thousands of years. I mean, it's probably the longest dynasty.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, dude, because one of the things that's going to get answered, and apparently it gets answered in the pilot, is why did Aegon Targaryen, the Aegon the Conqueror, Valerian the Blackdread, why did they come to Westeros? What was the point of that? Other than to rule, was there a point to it? And
I just want to get to why he ended up leaving and lost the family sword.
Well, the reason he comes is is massive. It's just remember.
I hope so.
This is a prequel to Game of Thrones, the TV show. I hope.
I was going to say something there that would have sounded horrible.
Yeah. Well, knowing Game of Thrones, it's going to be a massive pair of breasts.
Oh no, it's massive in terms of the lore, and it definitely kind of changes things. So, I'm excited. Well,
I'm excited about what I said, but
I mean, who isn't?
I just like when the kid becomes king.
Oh, sorry, what was that?
I just like when the kid becomes king. Ties it all together. It's great. Love Game of Thrones.
So every time. Tommy, where are you with this, man?
Fuck Joffrey. Fuck him. Fuck him. That's what I say. He said when kid becomes king. That's what I say.
I think if we're talking about the kid becoming king, that'd have to be Tom, and he is considerably younger than Joffrey, and he became king.
Okay. He was less bad. Although that situation with him was very, very. It violated me a little bit.
Hang on. Rusty Nail says this movie will be horse piss. Well, Rusty Nail, I guess you've been consuming a lot of that horse piss because we're talking about a TV show.
I think he jumped in right away to be talking about ends. Like, even though we talked about that like forever ago.
Yeah.
I mean, the chat is still talking about it, so I mean, I guess it could be about that, but not what we're talking about.
So I'll be honest. I mean, we were just talking about this recently, Sean. I keep blipping out about that this show comes out like this week / next week, depending on how you look at it.
Thrones week.
Well, I'm currently watching Lord of the Rings, like doing a watch through of that because I'm getting ready for that. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna check this show out. I'm looking forward, show. I'm going to check it out. Got to get myself a subscription to HBO Max going, and I'm going to check them out as they drop them. And I think I wasn't originally very excited for it, but as time is going on and it's getting amped up a bit more, I'm like, yeah, I'll check it out. We'll see what it is. If worse comes to worse, and I think the show's a bunch of horse piss. There's plenty of other stuff on HBO Max I can watch while I'm subscribed to get my money's worth. If you know
until they take it all down.
Yeah, until they take it all down. That's that Jared, that my friend is some shit we gotta talk about another day because it's getting pretty hot out there with all the shit they're saying.
Yep.
I think it's rumors, but.
By the way, if incest easily offends you,
don't
probably
watch
not
it.
you. Just throwing that out there.
That whole family is.
Yeah.
There
Although-
are own grandpas at some point, I think, in the Targaryen bloodline.
The look of the show looks good. We'll see, says Heath Denson. Yeah, it looks fantastic. Kieran, we've had tons of opportunities to talk about this, man. Your final live thoughts, anyway, before this thing airs.
I'm actually, like, just recently, I've just been really hyped up for the show. I was kind of, like, excited in, like, yeah, but it's far away type of way. Like, whatever. But, like, I would go and watch some of the promotional material for this. It really gets you hyped up. The actors seem really into it. They seem excited. They're into their characters. The creators, everyone involved, like even though the the Comic-Con panel, like after about 20, 30 minutes, it kind of gets pretty dry. But I think me and Sean both agreed that the questions asked were kind of silly.
Yeah, terrible model.
but in the first place, just watching the actors talk about it, like they just seem really excited. You can see the cast is really fond of each other and excited for the show to come out. I think it really helped me hype up for it. Now I'm about as hyped up as I can be for something. I told the same sort of joke yesterday, but I asked my wife not too long ago. I was like, "Oh, so She-Hulk comes out on Wednesday," and she was like, "Eh," and I was like, "Game of Thrones comes on Sunday," and like, ooh, like there's like this isn't just a show that's coming up. It's not just like, oh, it's a season of this coming up or it's a whatever. It's like feels like it could be something really big and could be taking up a big part of our lives, right? Like Game of Thrones was like a generation of your life. So hopefully we can get something even half or 3/4 of that, and it'll be hopefully something we get to talk about for a long time.
The crazy thing is the reviews that are out there already, and they've been able to back up proof that they've seen it, or have proof that they've seen it, is they think that the pilot alone is better than 90% of Game of Thrones episodes. So to start with a banger is going to be nice. I can't wait to dive into it. Craven's in the house. He says, what's up, Sean, and the rest of the Empire? What's going on, man? Hopefully all is well with you, dude. Halloween just around the corner. Not too far from Scream either. March 21st. I don't know. I'm sure Dean knows that's his favorite franchise. Anybody?
Remind me again. That guy's the guy who was on the show like a month ago, right?
Yeah, he popped on here with us. Yep.
It's so hard because we have so many different horror channel people by, but I remember that one. So must be a cool dude.
Yeah, no, his channel's great. You should definitely go check them out. They do a lot of positive content and it's very informative.
Positive content. That's original on its own.
Right.
Oh, I know that guy too.
Jason,
no, that's because he came to watch the Halloween movie with us. So
make sure to hit that like button, folks. It really helps the channel. Yeah, I understand that that Jason and Kieran have both seen Prey. Makes me wonder if maybe we can arrange to have both of them on the show next week and maybe do a segment for a review for it or something. We'll see what we can do. I've not seen it, and I may not be here next week, so we'll see.
I watched Invasion of the Blood Farmers from 1972.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Everything he says is actually a thing, no matter how crazy it sounds.
How fucking random it sounds.
I'm going to post the trailer for that in the fandom chat. You all have to watch it. It is phenomenal.
Is it good or is it shit?
It is not good whatsoever.
Make Zach watch it as punishment for making us watch Zombies all those years ago?
Yes.
And yeah, what a horrible, horrible movie that was. Although we just found out, Mike and I...
That Jared loves it? Because I believe that.
Mike and I just did I Know What You Did Last Summer for the Overlook Drive-In, and we found out, I didn't know this, there's actually a third movie to that series.
I know what you did last summer. I still know what you did last summer, and I always know what you did last summer.
Something like that, yeah.
Ugh.
Third one was straight to DVD like 8 years after the second one, has none of the same people, no famous actors in it, and is literally 0% on Rotten Tomatoes with reviews. And I just thought to myself, this would be a funny fucking movie to watch and do something with. 0%, it's probably so bad it's funny. Or unless it's one of those ones that's just so bad it's terrible.
I have seen Ernest Goes to Africa, so
I've also seen Ernest. I've seen pretty much every Ernest movie that was ever made, though.
Ernest Goes to Africa. Wow.
as far as I'm concerned, there are 3 watchable good ones, and the rest
Only
of them
3?
are only 3.
Okay.
Ernest Goes to Jail, Ernest Scared Stupid,
Okay.
and what's I don't even remember what the Christmas one's called, but
Yeah, see, that's why I say you're forgetting. Ernest Goes
I
to
think it's
Camp.
Ernest Saves Christmas.
Yeah, Ernest Saves Christmas. Ernest
Yeah.
Goes to Camp is good, too.
Ernest Rides Again.
Ernest Goes to
he's stuck in a
Camp is
cannon
amazing.
for half that goddamn movie.
Ernest Goes to Camp is the first movie.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm-
88. I think.
87, I think, for Ernest Goes to Camp. And then Scared Stupid was 80.
No, Scared
80?
Stupid was 93. Jail was next. Jail was 91.
Then
I don't know,
Christmas was
man.
in between, I think.
I don't think
Ernest Goes to
Christmas was the
Jail.
second movie?
It might have been the third. I think Christmas was in between.
Craven says the third movie is Wretched.
In a category
I
category of ironic, Jared's going to appreciate this a great deal. I Googled I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, which is the third in the summer. Okay. Stars Tori DeVito.
Yes!
don't know who that is.
The
love
shocking payoff to a joke Jared made in one of the, I can't remember which group chat it was. It might have been the fandom chat the other day.
It was football, I think.
Was it? It was one of the Tori DeVito joke, and it pays off now, I guess.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, Game of Thrones week is here. House of the Dragon debuts this Sunday.
Push to Jail was 90.
HBO. Check us out Sunday night. After it, we will have a reaction to the episode. And then on Monday, I don't know if it'll be a live stream or a recording that would be released basically right after we're done recording. But we will have a full review and breakdown, spoiler review and breakdown of that episode the following night. House of the Empire airs right here on the Fandom Empire YouTube channel. That is going to do it for our boy Tommy B tonight because he don't talk wrestling. So let's get him the hell out of here, man. What's new with you? Sorry, T. Brad. Let me get T. Brad out of here. I forgot you're not Tommy B anymore. I gotta call you T. Brad.
Well, douchebag with your piece of shit opinions and your fucking... You're just wrong, you know that? You're just wrong. What's new with me? I had surprise oral surgery the other day. Thought I was going to rip my stitches open on this stream from laughing too much, but I think I'm okay. Got hit by a kid driving. Looked like he came fresh out of high school, so that was cool. But, hey, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm hanging in there doing the good work of bashing Canadians' views, you know? Wrong-ass views. But you get the best fucking good-ass coffee with the best fucking donut holes, the Timbits.
No. You don't get to bring your piece of shit attitude in here and take our Timbits, too.
Okay, Tommy. I don't know if you know about this Tim Hortons lawsuit that's been going on, but they have an app for the rewards.
Don't you fucking ruin them Timbits for
Oh,
me.
hang on. So the Tim Rewards app has been tracking everyone where they go for a year and a half and not telling us.
What?
So
What?
yes,
This is
to
a thing?
offer yes. So to offer what's the word I'm looking for? Like a lawyer term here. Come on, help me out, somebody.
restitution?
Yes, thank you.
Settlement? What are we
Yes,
looking for
okay.
here?
So the settlement is that Tim Hortons agreed to offer everyone who is on this app gimmick a free donut and a free coffee.
But
I'll
they're
take
still
it.
going to continue tracking your ass.
Right?
Let's be
That's all
honest. It's 2022. If I'm carrying a cell phone, there's a 100% certainty that somebody is tracking my whereabouts.
Agree, Johnny.
So,
agree. Totally agree. I gave up on all
If
that
you wanna
shit a
give
long
me-
time ago.
If you want to give me a free coffee and a free donut to track my, it's great because I know somebody's already doing it anyway.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If you have TikTok, you're fucked. So Tim Hortons app is not gonna do very much.
While you're at it,
Facebook
while you're
hears
talking
words
about
I
this,
say when my
ask-
phone is turned off and gives me targeted ads for those words. I know they're listening to everything I say.
At least someone is.
So
I'd
tell them I
really
can
love
use
to
some
see your
Timbits
Facebook
in Maryland because I'm waiting. I got some good coffee here, right? We got some good coffee shops, but I could use some Timbits when I got that donut hole fixed. Because Dunkin' their shit's just shit. I need some Timmy's. That's what I need.
The disrespect that you showed my Halloween Ends opinion on here tonight.
Your Halloween Ends opinion is shit. I'm not apologizing for it.
I hope you never have Timbits again. I hope you're never blessed with him again.
Don't put that fucking evil. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't you fucking do it.
Hey, a NASCAR reference. Wow. Sort of.
Yes.
I mean, it's a Talladega Nights reference.
Yeah.
That's
All right, everybody. You can find me on
Get the fuck out of here. Brad.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit at TBrad1650. And
I'd never give any of you guys my Reddit.
I will be. My Reddit is mostly just me,
Does
like
the T-
geeking out.
Does the TNT Brad stand for True Fan? True Fan
Yeah.
Bradshaw. I can
And
see.
don't you fucking forget it.
Yeah, get the hell
He's
out of here.
actually
Good night,
Tom.
everybody.
He's a big JBL fan.
Oh boy.
He's actually a big fan of Terry Bradshaw. That's what it is. Did you? Okay, I thought you killed me again.
Why?
He's obviously a big
No,
giant.
the screen went black. That's why.
fan of Ahmad Bradshaw.
Oh.
Since we were discussing it, Camp was 87, Christmas was 88, Jail was 90, Scared Stupid was 91, and then 93 was Rides Again.
Jesus.
And then we went direct to video for Go to School. Slam Dunk Ernest, that sucked. Ernest Goes to Africa, and then Ernest in the Army was the last one.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a final segment of this evening. It is our Dark Match Drive segment of the evening. We're talking AEW All Out card predictions, and we've been talking about something for a few weeks here on the show, and I think to some of our surprise anyway, mine included, because I wasn't expecting it, this happened.
Championship. He's going to take out Moxley for good. And Matt Menard holding John Moxley. Going to take out Mox for good. Oh, my God. Hold on a minute.
Come on. We're going to get double copyright infringement for the song and the show.
So,
No, we stayed under the threshold. We should be good. Anyways.
does this mean Punk is in Black Bull Combat Club?
Oh man. So CM Punk returned this past week, which I kind of like. My jaw was just kind of out, and I was watching with my oldest guy since he was down last week. And his pop was cool because, like, I told him he gets to watch Dynamite when he was down. He was stoked about it because he doesn't get to watch it when he's back home. But I let him know, you're not going to get to see CM Punk, though. He's still hurt. And then he gets to see CM Punk. So it ended up being cool. He was really happy. And
Did he think you punked him, or like?
No, he never questioned it. So maybe he thinks that. I don't know.
Well, probably. I mean, he is your kid. They tend to usually think their parents are punking them.
So we got Punk versus Moxley at All Out here.
Presumably.
Yeah, barring, weirder things.
They haven't actually announced the match yet. So.
Oh, enough with your Mr.
No, I'm saying until they announce the match.
Debut on the 20th last year.
I can't wait for Punk versus Matt Menard for the title at All Out.
I would watch the shit out of the promos leading up to that.
That would be fun.
They would be glorious.
How do you book the match, fellas? And is he healthy? Because I got to be honest, he could be working people, but as a guy who played like a decade and a half of ball hockey on an actual rink without ice, I've done the long stride walk without running when you're very, very sore. And I got to tell you, it kind of looked like that's what he was doing there, but it could have been intentional. Look what he did to San Diego Comic-Con. But I do remember, I'm sure one of you guys have been sore at some point and you need to move quick. And
oh, shit.
So you get the long stride walk.
Since we're on Dynamite here, Tony Khan made an announcement an hour ago. In honor of tomorrow's House of the Dragon episode, they found a guest timekeeper for the event. Okay. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
That is tremendous.
That's pretty cool.
And we have the Dragon versus the Dragon Slayer tomorrow night. Best 2 out of 3
I'm sorry,
falls.
when did we go back to 1994? If Daniel Garcia does not come out to the ring tomorrow night in maroon tights with Dragon Slayer in black text on the ass, I'm going to be so pissed.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the Steve Austin thing.
The things that bother Johnny.
He's calling himself the Dragon Slayer. They're making parallels to the Austin Steamboat U.S. title feud from '94. If he doesn't wear the Dragon Slayer tights, I'm going to be upset because it's been built to that moment, and I love it. Pretty much been that feud, right? Almost beat for beat in a sort of way. We're now getting the 2 out of 3 falls match, which ended up with Austin and Steamboat ended up having one. I think that's when he wore the Dragon Slayer tights.
That's where Steamboat ended his career. He took the bump off the second rope and fucked his back. Fucking Austin.
Yes.
So,
unsafe as shit.
How do you guys book this match? What kind of match is it? Who goes over? And do you guys think he's still hurt?
Oh, this is easy. Punk over in about 25 minutes, and there's a lot of blood.
Yeah, I think Jared and I talked, I don't know if it was on air or privately, about how they could have sort of just like a full-on, fight where Punk doesn't need to do any of the top rope stuff and put himself at more risk. And
no chin lock where Punk shits his pants.
I feel like this was almost a misstep in a way, because I don't really want to see this match. Like, I want to see this match like it's going to be good. But I don't want to see CM Punk take the title from Moxley, and I feel like that's the only way to go. So,
run of some sort, you think?
I'm actually just not really that excited for the match altogether. I know it's going to be good, but, I like what Moxley does, and I like what CM Punk does, and I really don't want to see either of them lose. I don't want to see, it really just makes the Moxley title reign, the second one here, an obvious, just like, cool, you were just the placeholder guy, and it's like,
but I mean, he was.
How do you thank him for what he does? Like, he's
but he's had a great title reign. So I agree with Kieran. I think you're kind of almost cutting his legs off in a way, because he's on a really good run right now. And he's having interesting matches with dudes. And it just feels like, well, okay, Punk's back, so let's just feed him to Punk. And I feel
like his reign, I feel like Moxley's first reign is the best title reign so far.
Yeah.
Like, he was
now he gets to do it with people there.
Every single person he went with, he was like, you're the fucking, he made Archer look fucking amazing, and they have had previous good matches before, so, I wasn't
Their
surprised.
styles match. That's why they look great together.
I want to say they had a banger at the Tokyo Dome.
They did.
Tokyo Dome?
Yeah.
Yeah, but would you be saying this, would you still have that take, though, if the run wasn't great? My guess is no.
But the thing is, it's always sort of felt like he was living on borrowed time.
He is the interim champion.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
that just makes it anticlimactic. That's all.
But to a certain degree, it has to be. Like, you can't. The thing is, there's no easy way out of this.
I think the easiest way out of it would be they should have somehow made it a three-way match and have Punk defeat the third person, and then have Moxley be able to be like, "You did." Moxley's easy for him to be like. He's one of the only characters who could be like, "You didn't beat me," but then fuck off and go fight other people and not care about the rematch.
Yeah.
To be clear,
But Moxley doesn't need the belt.
No, he doesn't. That's why it would be really easy for him to be like, CM Punk, you didn't beat me, but I'll see you later. I'm going to go fight fucking Eddie Kingston. It's believable that he'd be like, you know what, you never beat me and that's what counts. I don't really give a shit about the fucking belt. I'm just going to go be the man somewhere else. Like, not many characters could do that, and I feel like he could easily do that. Be like, you know what, your receipt's in a year. Don't worry about it.
I mean, he had a more interesting weekend than all of us. He choked Effie so hard, Effie got a boner.
I mean, in fairness, they're not in a great.
I haven't seen that yet, Jer. Damn it.
You know where to find it.
I know.
They're not in like an easy position to navigate here, though. Like whether you like them or not, the biggest star of your company won the title however many months ago it was now that we all watched that dead tired. And then he got hurt literally the same fucking week. Could not have been worse timing because you were already plagued with injuries. And then he got hurt. And he's probably still hurt to some extent. And then Moxley comes in. Moxley's run has been fantastic. I love Moxley. Moxley's fucking great. I am kind of like, oh, wow, Punk's going to beat Moxley. You know, I'm a huge Punk fan, but it's kind of like, oh, that's kind of shitty. You know, I do feel that way, but I also understand it wouldn't matter if Moxley was the champion or Orange Cassidy was the champion. They were the interim champion. You made a big deal about Punk, you know, coming all the way to get the title. You can't then have him lose it. I don't even think you can have him lose at Full Gear, if I'm being honest. So, like, you're going to next year before he loses it, or on Dynamite. That might be an interesting thing.
Can't be a year-long reign.
No, it wouldn't be. Oh, no, would it? No.
I thought you meant next year's All Out.
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
I mean, I can see them doing it. To be honest.
I can
Year reign for him? Jeez.
I can see it.
Yeah, this is probably his last big run as a top guy.
I love.
He's going to lose to Daniel Garcia in a year, and you know we'll move on from it.
I feel like if Punk, you know what? Now that I think of it, Punk comes back. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Punk's coming back to collect his belt," and maybe a certain little asshole screws him out of it.
Yeah,
but then you're right back to where you were in February.
Yeah.
No, he means Marco Stunt.
Well, then in that case,
a couple of reasons. One, the way MJF handled himself was dog shit, and two,
the thing is, we don't know how much of this is a work. Like, we're all being played.
Sorry,
I feel like the longer it goes, the more I feel like it's a work.
Yeah, this is one of those, we don't know. We worked ourselves into a shoot, and we don't know when that happened.
Unless they're changing their philosophy, you can't have MJF anywhere near the title when he comes back. He can't be. Just cannot be. Not only was he not wrestling before why ever he's gone, he can't then just come back and insert himself. That does not work at all. He's got to earn it, in my opinion. You got to...
I think it actually does, because it just proves his point that I'm the star. I'm the guy.
I'm talking like as a company, you know.
Well, yeah, he wouldn't be in the rankings.
He can't.
Well, yeah, but that only works if this is a shoot. Like, if he's actually sitting at home crying like a child, you're not paying me enough, you're not treating me right, I don't like this, then you're right. You can't push him when he comes back right away. But it is all just an elaborate Tony Khan plan, which, if I'll give that guy any credit, it's the ability to tell a story long term. You know, even if it goes off the rails, he tells the story the way they planned it. And if this is a long-term story plan, then I think it fits perfectly for him to come back, insert himself right away, because the fans are going to be behind it. You can't argue with that, and it would work quite well for him to just come back and interject himself directly into the title picture. Like, yes, he's not going to be main eventing the next pay-per-view, but he'll jump right back into that, so that by the time, let's say it's All Out that it happens, he comes back, costs Punk the title, then you build and you have his title match comes at Double or Nothing. You've
God
by that
damn,
point
I've actually
had
talked
6
myself-
months.
I've actually talked myself into liking this now.
By then you've had
What
6
about,
months
what
to
about
build
this?
it back
What
through.
about MJF comes back and makes Punk win so that he can be like,
That I'm on board with. Have him.
imagine he comes in and instead of that, he takes out Moxley in some way and then says, "Oh, you owe me a rematch or like whatever. Like, you know, I'm the only guy you want to fight."
I just realized something.
How about the Blackpool Combat Club against the Pinnacle with CM Punk?
No. I do not want another long, stable feud on top of the card.
So if
That's
this is
all.
Game
That's
of Thrones,
all we've had. For,
I'm not saying long, but like
even if we went to November, that's still.
I just want heel Punk. I know he keeps saying he's not going to do it, but I want heel Punk again before I die.
I just realized something. Because this is a Game of Thrones themed episode of Dynamite, we're going to get Mox versus Punk on Wednesday, and MJF is going to interfere, and we're just going to tie everything all together in one episode, and the pay-per-view doesn't matter. It'd be fucking fantastic. Authentic.
Special guest timekeeper for that match is actually Dan and Dave.
They asked George R.R. Martin to book the finish, but he never gets around to it.
I'm not against like MJF coming back and doing it. I love MJF. I think AEW better fucking lock him up to a long-term deal ASAP if it hasn't already been done.
Mm-hmm.
I just, the way that they have said that their structure works in terms of rankings, you cannot have him come back and be involved in the title picture. You can have him screw someone
You
over.
can't have him walk into a title match, but get involved in the picture. You can still build up his ranking while still building up the program before he gets to the title match. Like I'm not saying he shows up and then that week on Dynamite he's announced as the number tender challenging for the belt at Full Gear. That no, but you bring him back, you interject him in it, and then you spend the next 6 months getting to the title shot. You have 6 months to pad his ranking, pad his record, all the while he's going on about being the guy, the number one, and you just build to it that way.
He's got to face Omega. I don't know how good it's going to be, but there's got to be an Omega Punk match.
Oh,
I don't
that's
see.
big
There's like that's
Well,
one of
they
the only
open the
matches that
trios
hasn't
title,
happened
sure.
that has to happen. So
I'm still not 100% on that idea. I like as far as it happening. Like I still see I'm still 50-50 on who the mystery partner is going to be.
Oh, it's Omega.
I still think there's a legitimate chance, and this is just me fantasy. I can still see a scenario where you have the Bucks come out with no partner.
And what, the fucking Brandon Cutler? Like,
no, you build the match. You get the Bucks getting their asses kicked. You get to a certain point where Hangman just can't see his friends in pain anymore, and comes out and he's the third guy.
yeah, but
You
his
do the
friends are
you
gonna
do
be
the
in pain
you do the
elsewhere
bat
in the Dark
you do the
Order.
bash at you do the bash at the Beach 96. Right, Hangman comes out in his street gear at the end of the match. He's
but
comes
whose
out,
side
hits the
is he
buckshot
on?
lariat for the finish, and the Elite's back together.
I hate when I agree with Johnny.
I'll say this to Johnny's point. Burning
It's either
Omega-
him or Kenny. It's one of the two. There's no Brandon Cutler in this scenario. That's not happening. If it is, then somebody is fucked up royally.
They should have fucking tagged him up with that guy who they had him tagged up with at the
Kota Ibushi?
at the pay-per-view, the mixed pay-per-view. That guy who had all the fucking lights on him. They were great together.
Phantasmo, yes. He is.
Yeah,
he is
they were fucking great together. They should have just brought him over.
Yes.
Man, I
No.
so badly want MJF to come back now and him and Punk just to fucking, well, Punk would heel turn and MJF helps him. That'd be, I'd celebrate so hard. It's probably not going to happen now. I don't know which one you put that out there, but
The only reason I don't like that plan is because it suddenly makes MJF second fiddle.
maybe that puts him in prime striking position, say 6 months from now.
But then you're just redoing the MJF Jericho thing.
Except there wasn't a title involved.
Yeah, but you're adding a title into what has been MJF's story all the way. He did it to Cody in the beginning, and then he did it to Jericho. And now you're just going to do it
Well,
a third time?
That wasn't my idea. My idea was he comes back, he makes Punk win because he wants a title shot. It's the way to get around the rankings is by him saying, "I'm the only fucking person you want to fight. I'm the biggest." He's like, "I know
think that
I
only
know you want to
works-
fight me right now."
I think that only works if he'd have won the dog collar match. If he'd have come out of that with the win, then you can come back into this and be like, I kept you with the title because you want your you want to beat me, and I know I can beat you. That doesn't quite play with, I already beat you. Why do I want to do it again?
I feel like MJF could talk his way into it, but I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for a lot of guys, but I feel like MJF, everybody wants to punch him all the time.
For that point, I think it makes more sense for him to help Mox win, because then he can go after Regal. You want your guys to fight the best? Well, I'm the best, and you know it. And then you can build to that match, because it's something. It's also a feud you've never done. Not really.
Them alone.
I mean, you did.
MJF.
Well, MJF and Mox did have a title shot at a title match. Was that
All Out 2 years ago?
No, it wasn't All Out. It was, I think it was Revolution.
No, it was All Out 2 years ago, I think. Because it was after the Brody feud at Double or Nothing.
Could be. But either way, you haven't really done that feud. Like, it was more of a thrown together thing. Like, it wasn't an epic feud in the grand scheme of AEW.
I mean,
and then you can use the Blackpool Combat Club. Then you can use the Blackpool Combat Club to build up MJF's record. He can go through. He can beat Yuta. He can beat everybody else in
you can't. I don't know.
Claudio, because Claudio is the champion.
He goes through it.
I don't know if you can have MJF go through the Combat Club like that.
I don't mean go through he can beat Yuta easily.
Yeah, yeah.
You just don't have to
Yuta's the pure fucking champion.
I don't even know why Yuta's in the goddamn Combat.
Yeah, that and the buck will get you a coffee at Tim's.
Yeah, exactly. And Cam Akers' injury is not considered serious.
It's not worth anything. It's not worth anything in AEW.
Did you see the match with Garcia? They went like 16 minutes, and it was
on
fantastic.
a Ring of Honor show.
Yeah, you could do the same thing on AEW.
Not into Yuta Wheeler. Not into.
Yeah,
I like Wheeler, but no, thank you.
All Out's history should suggest there's some big return coming from All Out. What it is, I don't know. Maybe Omega holds off till All Out. Maybe that's a thing. What do we think the rest of the card looks like? We assume it's Punk versus Moxley. So if that's your match, what fills out the rest? Because I got to tell you,
Jericho Danielson. That
tag team ladder is the most one fucking sided ladder I've seen in some time. Boy, it's the A team and then the Z team or something. It's not split very good at all.
I think the Acclaimed are going to take on Swerve and Keith Lee.
Which would be fine.
Huh?
That's the match this week.
Really?
Is it for the titles?
Yeah.
Okay.
You had the promo on Rampage with Keith, saying, "Yeah, we beat you, but you're not even in the top 5, but we'll give you a shot anyway."
Okay, that explains the promo on Elevation last night. Then
I feel like, I mean, and this is not the part of the topic, but when have we done that today, anyways? I feel like the Acclaimed are like winning over a lot of people. Like, I feel like they've got to be pushed up now. They seem to have won over, and the Gun Club together, yeah. I feel like they've finally won people over, and I've loved them for a long time now. I thought they're great, especially Caster, but I think Caster should be on his own at some point. I like
the Acclaimed.
I feel like they can be pushed up now, though.
In order to be the team, they need to be able to go when the bell rings, and I don't know if they can or not. Like they've shown flashes of that, but I don't know. Like, I don't know if the Acclaimed can go 20 minutes with FTR and have a 5-star match.
Oh yeah, they could. Definitely.
Because FTR is FTR, because the Acclaimed is that good.
Well, that's the thing.
That's the difference.
I think anyone can have a 5-star match with FTR.
And you're right, that was probably a bad choice.
Because of the other team. But
I mean, can they do the same with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus?
Exactly. And I don't think the Acclaimed can do that. Like, yes, the Acclaimed is great. They're a great act, but the problem is AEW is built on work rate. And it'd be like, to me, it'd be like the New Age Outlaws return in 2010. They couldn't work for shit once the bell rang, but the promos before the match were great. And that worked in the WWE because you had the nostalgia and you had all of that. And of course, Billy was still in amazing shape. 12 years
previously.
You know, it only worked because of those two factors now. Like, if the Acclaimed if the Acclaimed can't have that 20-minute Dynamite main event, they should not get the titles. Should they get a shot at the titles? Sure. But that's a Dynamite program.
Here, I'll go one further. The Acclaimed is... Sorry, I got to cut in here. The Acclaimed is fucking better than Swerve and Keith. I'm sorry. As a tag team, I'm taking the Acclaimed.
They might be more entertaining.
No,
they're not a better tag team. They're not.
Keith
Lee and Swerve Strickland are 1,000% better than the Acclaimed.
I've seen Keith Lee do absolutely dick all but hurt people since being at AEW. That's it. That's all I've seen him do.
And he doesn't do much. Like, he's
done nothing. A Swerve, I think, has potential. I legitimately do.
Swerve is fantastic.
And Keith is a big guy. I don't know if he's being used right necessarily in his...
Keith Lee left the company. Well, I don't know about left the company, but he left the company that he belonged in. Like, he's a fucking...
I'm sorry, but you don't know Keith Lee. Like, it's as simple as that. If you're
on AEW, that's all I can.
I mean, I'm
not interested in him being like, look, guys, I can do a moonsault. It's like, cool. I saw it once.
Yeah, he's not Jushin Thunder Liger.
Even
he's Keith Lee.
He's also not been any good on the mic whatsoever, in my opinion, like at all.
That's what Swerve's for.
Swerve's been cool. I like Swerve a lot, but my thing is, like, when I look at Max Caster, I go, oh fuck, like he could be the guy in like 3 years. In my opinion, I think he's that good. I like Max Caster a lot. So,
I mean, look at it this way: who has been invited on AEW? Swerve and Keith Lee? The Acclaimed?
That's entertainment.
You're damn right. It's fucking over.
It's an entertainment company, damn it.
Yep.
It comes down to that thing. Who can have the 20-minute Dynamite main event? And hasn't shown us that yet. Could they? I don't know. I mean, I've seen indie stuff with them since they started teaming. That's a wholly AEW creation. The Acclaimed is 100% Tony Khan. He put them together. He paired them up. He thought he saw something, and in his defense, he has. They've easily been the most entertaining homegrown act AEW has.
Is Billy Gunn going back with them? It kind of seems like that's
no.
No, I thought. Did he not come out and say, this is why I missed the Acclaimed or something like that?
That's a sideshow. It's not going to go down that way. At least I don't think it is. It doesn't make sense to do it that way.
If they should do that, and then they should have them come back, and Danhausen is the manager for the Ass Boys.
Yeah. Oh my
Billy
God.
Gunn and the Acclaimed versus Danhausen and the Ass Boys.
In a perfect world, you would have had Brian James show up at the dumpster match with the Acclaimed. Love that.
He can get fucked.
He's
useless. There's a reason AEW ain't talking to him, and he's begging Impact for a job.
Yeah,
Road Dogg can hit the road.
He seems like a toxic dude now.
Talk about someone who could talk and could never wrestle.
Yeah. He does that stupid little shuffle with the elbow. Get the fuck out of here.
I always loved his hardcore matches on Raw. It seemed like he was in one every week for like fucking 3 months.
Yeah, because he was getting carried by Al Snow. Imagine how bad you got to be to get carried by that guy.
Oh, man.
You know how he teaches people at his school? This is everything I did wrong. Don't do it.
Who does Jade Cargill, Ember, or whatever her name is in AEW? Athena. So, who's that? And Tony Storm and
not Thunder Rosa, yeah.
Thunder Rosa. So those two seem like givens.
I think Jamie Hayter deserves a shot, damn it.
Jamie Hayter just have a shot on Rampage last week?
She deserves a pay-per-view title match. She needs to get out of Britt Baker's shadow.
I don't even think she got the Rampage main event. I think they were the opener that week.
Yeah.
I don't know when that's going to happen, but I fully support that because
hell yeah.
Not only is she awesome and very credible as an opponent to Jade, but She's the fucking hottest thing on that show, according to me. So
I may have known that I was subtly leading Kieran down that road.
So who's Eddie get? You
Wait,
assume
I'm sorry. Are we saying that Jamie Hayter is the hottest person in the company?
Absolutely. I mean,
what, Johnny? You don't like a fucking girl that can just
Danielson.
fucking rip your dick right off? It's fucking amazing.
It's true.
Super hot.
I'm sorry, but this is a company that employs Anna Jay.
Yeah, and she turned on her
Whatever.
friend. We don't like her.
Yeah.
I mean, it's subjective, but
Boo, Johnny. Boo.
Ooh.
I'll take Anna Jay over Jamie Hayter. I got no problem with that.
We are a Jamie Hayter fan club.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, I'll take the Anna Jay fan club.
He-Man Jamie Hayter club.
Yeah, fucking.
I'm gonna go
Anna
with
Jay's like a fucking. She's like everything else. She doesn't stand out.
Hang
Well,
on.
her and Penelope Ford, like, what the fuck are they doing?
Anna
the bunny.
Jay is the one that is now with the Jericho Appreciation.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
doing whatever the fuck.
That's Anna Jay AS.
That
Yes.
a woman who
Okay.
can act is what it looks like. It's fucking horrible. Oh my
We're
god.
not talking about skill in the ring.
No, I'm talking like her segments backstage. I'm just like, wow.
Well, we're not talking about that either. We're talking about subjective hotness, and I think she's hotter than Jamie Hayter.
No, I'm going with the Jobber Sky Blue then.
Okay.
You're what?
What? Nothing.
What'd you
I
say?
think the pay-per-view might have a trios title match to bring it back to where we were.
I was
Well, of
about
course
to
it will. They've
There
already
you-
announced that.
There you
We just don't know who's in the tournament final. Other than there's
Really?
really only one obvious
go.
bracketology that works.
The Elite and the Dark Order. That's where we get the payoff for the Hangman angle.
If we do that and Hangman does join the Bucks, then that's great. But I don't think
that's
it.
where we're going.
If
I mean, it's awkward because it would
if
turn
it's
Hangman heel in a way.
Hangman and the Bucks, then it's Bucks Hangman versus the Dark Order. You're right. But if it's Kenny, then it's the Elite versus the Black Order, or the House of Black.
You know who's gonna be pissed off about that? This guy.
I think
Yeah, exactly. That guy.
do it Kenny with the Dark Order. You have a Dark Order guy get hurt. Hangman has to fight with him.
He's really mad about it.
Yeah, we got the same action figure.
Woo!
This got awkward. This got weird.
Do we know who Kingston gets?
Sammy. They've already announced it. They made that match on Rampage.
Who?
Is there
Sammy accepted the challenge that Eddie made a couple weeks ago.
stipulation for that
That checks out.
at all?
Not yet.
I mean, he was the one who interfered in the barbed wire match and actually did anything, so it checks out.
You want to talk about underwhelming? Boy, I wanted Ryback to get that. Ryback. Wow, he must be underwhelming.
Speaking of underwhelming, I mean, you can't get much lower than Ryback.
Wow.
Good lord.
You know what I said? You know what I said earlier? That TikTok is the fucking worst. Ryback's on TikTok.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh god, he came
Oh,
across
no.
my For You the other day. Like I don't know how. Like I mean, obviously because it's wrestling, and I watch some wrestling TikToks now and again. But he came across my For You, and I was like, "This is not for me."
It's not
Apparently he
for
was mad at
anyone.
people because Punk and Brian didn't help him order something from Panera Bread. I saw that come out today. I was like, what the fuck?
Wait, what?
He's an idiot, and he continues to keep proving that.
Yeah,
Every time
had
he
heat
opens
with,
his mouth.
like Punk and Brian, because he didn't get any better by working with them, and they were mean to him at Panera Bread.
If
You
a
can-
company would just bring him in to be like the really dumb cartoony henchman, that would be perfect.
It'd be a shoot too.
Like just
If
the
we're
guy
gonna
who's
bring
like,
in somebody who
you know,
looks
like,
good,
oh, why would we do that, boss?
I have a question for you guys. Have we ever had the AEW Championship defended in a triple threat match?
Yes, double or
Yes.
nothing last year, or Orange Cassidy, Pac, and Omega.
Was that last year?
2021. Yeah, it was the first show with fans again. It had the Bucks against Kingston and Moxley and Stadium Stampede. So it wasn't the main event. Stadium Stampede was the main event. With
Which was
Pinnacle.
fucking awesome.
And
That'd have been Double or Nothing.
yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say
Not
all
All Out.
All Out was Hangman.
Last year, All Out was Kenny and Christian.
or Double or Nothing.
Oh right.
Yeah, you said All Out. That's why it was confusing.
Did I?
But you
Yeah,
are right
yeah,
though. It was Double or
yeah.
Nothing. It was Pac, Orange, and Kenny because they did the number one
And it was
contenders
weird
match
because
that
it
went
only
to a
went
draw
like 9
like twice.
minutes.
Yeah, after Pac and Orange had gone to like 2 time limit draws in number one contender matches.
Yeah,
2 double countouts or doubles, non-finish matches.
that was a weird build.
She's
you
not a
lose
heart, KJ. No relation at all. Just shares the name.
Kind of like Jimmy.
Kind of exactly like Jimmy.
Yeah.
Not related to Jimmy either.
I'm excited for the card. I can't wait to experience the pay-per-view.
The real question is that we haven't talked about is what's Claudio going to be doing?
defending his Ring of Honor championship on it. I'm assuming against somebody.
Yeah,
What's Daniel Garcia doing?
He'll be on the
Danielson's working
pre-show by then.
Daniels is going to be Jericho. You're building to that.
Garcia.
Oh, wrong, Daniel. Yeah, no, I don't like that idea. He couldn't beat Yuta for the pure title. He doesn't deserve a world title match now.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't.
Do you know where he's ranked in the PWI 500?
We're talking about Daniel Garcia, not Jonathan Gresham.
Yeah, that's what matters.
Which I love the guy. That's a horrible excuse. And I was mentioning before I called Wardlow Ryback that his TNT Championship run has been, in my opinion, utterly abysmal and uneventful, and I feel terrible because I was so into Wardlow, and I was actually into his old theme music too. Whatever this new shit is, none of it is working.
They've definitely cooled him off. I mean, and the same with fucking Samoa Joe. Like, they find these big guys that they put over as monsters, and then they just don't find spots for them on the show for weeks. And just like it's weird because they spent so much, and Wardlow was a perfect build. Like, they did that perfectly. And he gets the title, and then it's like, all right, well, let's cool him off. What the fuck for? You know, even if you have him beat dudes every week, just keep him on TV doing interesting stuff. You know?
They did Goldberg for like forever. They could have just kept doing that. So.
Yeah, they did Goldberg for 1.5 years. Until he lost, or no, 2 years. No, about 1.5 years or so.
I think it was 2 years.
Yeah?
I think so. By the time it was actually done, he started in
Like
early
mid-97?
97.
I honestly, like, people make fun
was
of
close
the
to 2
Goldberg thing,
years.
and like, people love to make fun of the Goldberg thing, but I totally think that would work for them to just have Ryback or not. I call him Ryback too now.
Damn it.
Having Wardlow just destroy people in all sorts of different ways, and
I'm just gonna say it right now. If we end up with a Wardlow versus Satnam Singh match, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
No, thank you.
Isn't that where this is leading? Like,
And if it is, I'm saying I'm done. If that's where
this.
this goes.
I mean, if it's like a 3-minute squash where we get a visual of him hitting the dude with the powerbomb, okay, I get it. They can put that in the opening video for the next year, but I do not want to see
the
a
worst
match.
looking fucking powerbomb ever. That dude is just awkwardly big.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're on the Wardlow thing, can I just say, hyping up for a week that FTR will be on Dynamite just to have them come out as we're friends of Wardlow's was a huge epic fail.
Well, get ready, because when Punk faces down Blackpool Combat Club, I'm guessing they're coming back out. So.
Hey, if we can you fantasy book this all you want. If next year's Blood and Guts is Blackpool Combat Club versus Punk, FTR, insert random guy here
Wardlow.
for that match. No,
The
not
Briscoes?
Wardlow.
Ooh, that would be fun.
So you squashed my idea earlier, and you're basically doing the exact same one now.
I am not a Wardlow.
yeah, he said
fan.
not. He said not. He said not with the championship though, right? So
No, he
Yeah.
squashed Pinnacle versus.
Well, if it's Blood and Guts, they can just have Punk tap out to Yuta.
There it is, right there. You give me Punk, FTR, and Eddie Kingston against Blackpool Combat Club and next year's Blood and Guts. I'm for that.
God damn it! I don't want CM Punk as the champion again. Oh, God damn it.
Why don't you? Wait.
We've already ran through that. Like,
Because he doesn't need it. All he needed was the moment of getting it, and he just needed to be on the list. That's all.
Getting it and then losing it in your first defense would be a very Bret Hart thing to do, but
yeah.
I mean, I think the problem is though the injury derailed everything. Let's be real. When we got past Double or Nothing, when Punk won this belt, the All Out main event was not Jon Moxley versus CM Punk.
I just
we're going back to Punk.
This is the thing. Like, well, you're muted, so I'm going to just keep talking. So, like, here's the thing: is Punk? I can't hear you.
Keep going, damn it!
I didn't
Well,
say
it out.
not to you guys
Punk,
anyway.
Punk needs to like whoever's the AEW champion. I feel like needs to be able to wrestle a bunch of different styles and different stories and different things. And I feel like what Punk has left in him is blood and guts matches where you're like, oh my God, he's almost dead. Like he can barely walk. And then he pulls it out or does something smart or whatever. I feel like Punk is just not credible to beat so many guys. And he can't wrestle the same style as a lot of guys on the top of the card. I feel like there's a lot of things he can't do. I want to see him, and I was a really big CM Punk fan, not as big as Sean. I was a really big. He was my favorite guy in the company for a long time. I was pissed when everything went down, but like, I feel like he doesn't have what is required to be the top of AEW, which is like you have to be able to do like an hour-long match. You have to be able to do like I feel like he can't do what's going to be required to be an AEW champion for a long time. Like, I hope he's done within the next 3 months. Can't be 3 months long. Like, longer than that, can't do it.
I agree with what you're saying, which is why I've thought Punk needed to be heel when he got the title. That way, his way of keeping the title was 434-day Punk, or at least half of that, where, like, did he win clean sometimes? Yes, but, like, if
he would have to be the guy who goes out and puts 5 stars on the board.
He would need to be the best wrestler in the match.
Yeah.
Which right now he is. Or at least has to be.
Yeah.
The problem is that the injury derailed just so much. Like, I do think this was meant to be a short title reign. Probably, it would be the shortest injury. You know, and I just don't know who it was going to be. You know, I feel like, in my mind, I think the All Out main event was supposed to be Punk Kingston. Because you still had that going on the back burner. Like, they kept bringing it up. They kept it hot, is what I'm saying. Like, they kept bringing it up, kept mentioning it, kept the heat alive, that I think they would have reignited it over the summer and got back to that for the main event of All Out. But especially coming off of the Jericho feud with Kingston, you know, where he, you know, proves his worth.
Boy, I hope CM Punk takes his Shawn Michaels vitamins and decides to not put Kingston over. I'm sorry. For the exact same reasons Kieran is saying Punk shouldn't be champion, is the exact same reasons I think Eddie Kingston should never be world champion, at least not yet. Anyway. So I just don't see it. He can't go with those other guys unless it's that kind of match. At least Punk can still be a technical wrestler, maybe not the best technical wrestler. I
remember watching that Kingston
the
match.
The thing is, though, like the only reason I disagree with that is your only exposure to Eddie Kingston is AEW Eddie Kingston, and yes, he has sort of pigeonholed himself in that big bruiser category. But Eddie Kingston, the wrestler, is amazing. He is a very talented wrestler that in AEW hasn't had a chance to show that because of the way he's been booked. Well, if you gave him a chance to go in there and have a 20-minute match with that, quite frankly, when we inevitably get to Claudio Kingston, which I think we're going to get eventually, that match is going to be a 20-minute wrestling match that you're going to be like, holy shit, I didn't know he could do that.
And it'll be great because they'll be purposely fucking potatoing each other for sure.
Oh, they'll potato the shit out of each other. But the match is going to be technical and it's going to be sound, and you're going to be like, sweet Jesus, he can actually wrestle.
We will see. I will believe it when I see it. I'm not saying he can't. I'm simply saying if they haven't booked him like that yet, I'll believe they'll book him like that when I see it. As much as I like
There hasn't been a reason to book him like that yet, though. Right? That's the thing.
Yeah, his booking has been fucking amazing. He's been great. Like, he's a great character.
Every feud he's been involved in has been personal. The closest we've got to Wrestler Eddie was him and Mox versus the Bucks. That was a great match that a lot of people sleep on. And it was a wrestling match in a lot of places.
If I remember correctly, he was in for that match for longer than Moxley for a lot. Like, I remember him getting beat up a lot and having to work a lot.
He was in that match for the shoes.
But, like, that's a match that gets slept on in his AEW run because he did wrestle that match. And he did step outside of the brawler format, which predominantly is what he has been cast as. The Blood Fighter.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm simply saying
I'm saying that, based on your experience with Eddie, I understand what you're saying. And it makes sense because you're right. Everything you've said is right. AEW has booked him a certain way with exceptions. Tag match is probably the only one.
The shit out of Bryan Danielson the other day on something someone shared. It might have been Jer. And I was kind of like, oh, wow, Danielson's selling that hard. That actually looks kind of decent. And they're like fighting down this high school locker room or whatever. And it was cool. So, I mean, if that could happen, then maybe Kingston can pull off this great wrestling match. I'm just, I pray to God CM Punk doesn't drop the title to Eddie Kingston.
It's like
sense because
it's like when someone's only seen Dusty Rhodes in WWE, and you're like, why is that guy a legend?
If you only know the American Dream, the comment, and then see like his '85 feud with Flair. If you were to see like the parking lot vignette that almost got them canceled, then you'd see a different side of Dusty.
It's like if you've only seen Halloween H2O.
I mean, better that than Halloween 5. So
that's the weird baby one, right?
I think if Kingston had got it,
6 is the baby one.
Okay, that's a pile of shit.
You would have got the opposite, right? Jericho fights Eddie for honor, and he doesn't show him the respect. He then beats Punk for the belt, and then he gets the respect.
Yeah, Jericho with the belt. I'm here for it.
That man needs to I don't know. I'd like to know where he keeps the Fountain of Youth. That's what I want to know.
I was going to say, please. I had this random. I had an earbud in. I'm fucking cleaning the buses last week, and this random wrestling podcast starts playing in my ear. I don't even know who it was. And this guy just starts ripping Jericho about how he's terrible and he's so overrated, and he was even horrible in that match with Moxley. I was just like, I can't do anything because my phone's like 30 feet away from me, and I just have it in my ear. I'm thinking to myself, you piece of shit. Like, that match was amazing, and Jericho was amazing in it.
I love Jericho, but can we please stop calling him the last survivor of the Heart Dungeon? The guy was only in the Heart Dungeon once.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Who wants
he went to the Heart? Didn't he go to like the Hart Brothers wrestling?
The Hart Brothers wrestling camp, which Lance Storm has admitted a Hart brother only showed up like 2 or 3 times, and they by some random Albertan indie wrestlers trained them. That's why Lance was the trainer at the following year's Hart Brothers wrestling camp.
Which would have been great because Lance Storm's fucking amazing.
This was 1 year pro Lance Storm, not 20-year pro Lance Storm.
Yeah, that's true. He was probably not quite as good.
A little less qualified to be doing the teaching in 1991 than he was in 2011.
So one of the greatest wrestlers in Europe came out to challenge Braun Breaker at the end of NXT tonight.
Hold on. Let me see if I can put this one together. Greatest wrestlers in Europe showed up to challenge Braun Breaker on NXT. Did they over after a fake injury and dropping the UK title?
Nope.
No? Okay, is this a real European?
Maybe, I think so.
Maybe.
He started in Europe.
Well, they wouldn't bring Walter back down. That makes no sense.
No.
It's not Ilya. So it's,
Nope. Above.
have they been in NXT before?
Yes, they're in NXT UK.
They're in NXT. But have they been in like NXT proper before?
Yes.
Pete Dunne or whatever?
They are a
Tyler?
former NXT. It's fucking Tyler.
Okay. I'm okay
Yeah.
with that.
Motherfucker has
his-
deserved a spotlight for the last 5 years. And finally,
okay with
Tyler
that.
Bate is getting a spotlight on NXT.
In North America.
Yes.
And that's
I mean,
not
nobody
a
watches
random
NXT
UK title match in Chicago that was 5 stars that should have got him a push in North America then.
That match was phenomenal. And it
The
only
fact
went
him and-
15 minutes.
The Trent are former NXT tag team champions and nobody talks about this is pathetic.
Yep. Karen, I'm going to tell you to watch some Tyler Bate matches this week.
Okay,
He's a master
send
of
me
the
exactly
Tyler
what I
drop.
need to.
All right.
Where do I need to find them? That's all.
All right.
Just search for his NXT TakeOver Chicago with Pete Dunne. That's all you need
Yeah.
to see.
I
And
might
I've
have
got
seen
some
that already.
progress. I've
It's
got
like
some
it's a
progress
5-star
stuff.
NXT match. It's amazing.
I might have
Sold
seen
shit.
that already because that's part of the NXT run that I actually watched.
That would
Yeah.
make sense.
That sounds right. Yeah. Man, NXT was so good for like a couple of years.
I fucking loved Walter in NXT. Like, fucking absolutely loved him.
I watched clips of the Pete Dunne Walter match from New York,
Oh,
and I haven't
God.
seen it in a while. And I'm just watching it. I'm like, what the fuck? This is so good.
So
I love when Walter chops someone and you can see like the different ribs in the rib cage. It's fucking like you see the heart beating when he hits someone. It's fucking amazing. Like,
Yeah.
The
God
Walter
damn it, that
Shinsuke
guy's
match
awesome.
on SmackDown last week was actually really good
I gotta
because
check that
they were allowed to wrestle on television.
Yeah, right.
as we get ready to get off the air for the night, I just
You're gonna make a get off joke after I made a masturbate joke.
sure, why not? I had this idea I wanted to run by you guys. I wanted to play. It's not trivia, but a little bit of a game with you guys. It won't be tonight, but I wanted to take.
Okay, Jigsaw.
I wanted to take like 10 3 or 4 second clips of wrestling video games. And you got to name what wrestling video game it is in that 3 second clip. Is 3 seconds enough for you to be able to name what wrestling game it is?
It is.
Probably wrestling games are pretty
Yes.
pretty different every year. Just from like the HUD perspective, would probably be able to differentiate
I'm
90% of the games.
going to try to cut out that part. So
I'd love to
I'm
do it
down for
regardless.
Yeah, I'm on the fence as far as some games, but I'm down for it.
Jared's just like video games. I don't play that shit.
I play video games, okay?
You're gonna play Fight Forever though, right?
Yes.
play
Fight
right-
Forever comes out. I'm just gonna show up to your house with Fight Forever, bottle of pop,
Yes.
bag of chips.
Remember
yeah.
a very important thing, Kieran. He's a PlayStation guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So like you're gonna have to
PlayStation
like bring your console because I'm pretty sure he's only got a PS4 and I don't think it comes out for PS4 at launch.
I will bring my Xbox, whatever the fuck the
1080.
new one's called. I have
whatever
it.
the hell it
We
is.
should all try to get it on the same. If we all have the ability to get it on the same console.
Yeah, Jared doesn't.
No.
He's not an Xbox guy.
It's not coming out for
Oh.
PS3, unfortunatately, so I gotta
Oh.
wait.
No PS4.
You're not that far back.
We're gonna make it happen. I'm not worried about it.
Hell yeah.
Make it work. Be fun to do on the channel. So.
Big sleepover vibes.
Anyways, yeah, maybe we'll have that for next week. We'll have to wait and see. But name that wrestling game is definitely coming. Big thanks to Tommy B for being here earlier with all of his fucking hate, and to the chat for being active tonight. It's greatly appreciated. Kieran, where can everybody find you at, man? What do you got going on? Lots, from what I hear.
Really? Who you
Yeah.
talk to?
You.
I got shit going on. I already mentioned this earlier in the show.
Yeah, but now's your chance to do it again because
I know. Every single time Sean's asked me to promote this, on air. He's been like, hey, how about that thing coming up? And I've ruined it every time. It's been so fun. Rick and Morty Fan Show will be back on September 4th. I'll be reacting
back
to
on
every
August
episode of Rick and Morty. And a week before, I will
August
be
28th.
doing a show to hype it up. Should be at like 11:30 or some shit. Also, Bros Before Pros Gaming. It's awesome. Fucking get on that shit. Johnny plays games, not very well, I hear. Dark Match Drive. It's got fucking all sorts of shit. It's got Asian people lighting each other on fire. It's got
That sounds
got
so
GCW.
horrible, yet it's accurate.
It's got GCW on it. It's pretty awesome. Moose Too Far. That's a fucking terrible name, but it sure will be a good show because it's got Mondo, I think, on it. Mondo's pretty funny.
No.
So
That's Ian.
what?
Yeah. That's
Oh,
Ian.
well, that's gonna be shit then. Overlook Drive-In. You heard about it a little bit earlier. They're gonna talk about lots of movies. None of them are really all that interesting to me, so I won't be on it. We're going to do Halloween in October, I think. You know, it should be all right. Mike Bish is on it. He's good. You should probably give us money on Patreon. I think you get stuff for it, but we need money. Give it to us. Pieces of shit.